Hey Dia, how are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. Sorry, I accidentally joined a Google Meet instead.
Oh, I should have removed it. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me
No,
just.
it's no problem, no problem.
Okay, you want to just name yourself as admin as well so that people know you're the admin?
Okay, thank you.
Oh, I should have known that.
Sorry.
Welcome, everyone. We'll start in about 3 minutes. I have lovely Dia here. She's going to be our admin. And yeah, go ahead and put all your questions in and I will address them. There is no question that is silly. You're silly if you don't ask a question. And if you feel like you don't want to reveal your identity, you can replace your name with that as well. So that's perfectly fine. My webinars are very content heavy. So I go through them pretty fast, but don't worry, I will be sending you the recording. So sit back, get popcorn or coffee and relax. Yeah, we'll just get started in a minute. Yeah. Okay, so it's 4 o'clock. Thanks for joining in on a weekend, a Sunday. Let's get started. I have a lot of information ready for you. And any questions you have, please type them away. Dia will, a wonderful assistant, Dia will accumulate everything and give them to me to answer. I mean, if you let me answer each and every question, I will never finish my presentation. Okay, so let's get started. Where is everybody from? If you can just type your your state, that would be good. I'm in Pennsylvania, East Coast. I'm just going to get started because you all have to go back and everything. So wonderful. Boston, we have Boston, wonderful. Miami, oh, lovely. It's pretty very nice. Karthik from New Jersey, Dallas, Oregon, Virginia, amazing. Atlanta. Okay, so let me get started with my presentation. I'm known to have a very content heavy presentation. So I pack in a lot of information and I tend to speak fast. So at any point in time, you feel like I'm going to fast, just chat and wonderful Dia will remind me. and timing wise as well. So any question, please type away. I'll get started now. Okay, so a little bit about me. This is my family. My husband graduated from Harvard. My oldest son studies in Georgia Tech. My younger one is in 9th grade. I live in Chester Springs, PA, which is a Philly suburb. And I've been in the corporate world for over 20 years at a high paying cloud architect job. I just didn't, it wasn't me. So I just quit my job. And I started off as an academics coach. And then I wanted to be an entrepreneur. So these are my efforts. Gifted Gabber is where I focus all my educational endeavors. Gabber Girl is my social media, more women entrepreneurs and everything. And I also help women, battered women with their educational needs. It's more women focused. Nerd Boy is my husband's company. And I do have a nonprofit, Inspire Youth. I do run a lot of programs, especially for the youth. A lot of my counseling students, they run a lot of programs, like Maha did a singing class. Last year, Nasha taught poetry. So there's a lot of programs that I come up with my nonprofit. Okay, and my certification and my background. So like I mentioned, I quit my corporate job to be an academics coach because that was where I started off from. I'm a certified Tony Robbins coach. I'm a positive psychology coach. I coach ADHD kids as well. I'm an executive functioning coach, which is the prefrontal cortex of the brain. That's where all your main functions are, like planning, prioritization, metacognition, all that. And you see that is something that's developing in a teen brain, and they put so much focus on the prefrontal cortex. And I'm doing research, I don't know when I'm going to finish it, on the performance of Gen Z. So I'm an executive functioning coach, and I coach kids on the spectrum as well as ADHD and in the IEP. I'm also a meditation instructor. I'm certified. I did my college counseling from UC Berkeley. And right now, counselors who study in UC Berkeley, they shadow me to complete their practicum to go over my counseling methodology and anything. So this is me. I live in Pennsylvania. Okay, so let's start with the college admission process or the college admissions in US. So I want you to write down what your thoughts are about the college admission process. What is it? Yeah, is it like totally confusing? Are you overwhelmed or you've nailed it? What is it? Because I didn't study here. I studied in REC Calicut in India. My brother went to the local library and he got me the form and he said, hey, you have to apply for this other RECs. I applied, I got in, right? But when it was my son's turn, it was intensely complex, the whole process. And I was quite overwhelmed. I had a counselor, I had a coach, I had everything. But that is what I want to hear from you guys as to what your thoughts are about the college admission process. Okay. Okay, so I will tell you in reality what is college in the US. College is a business. Every institution out there runs it like a business. Okay, and of course it goes to the highest bidder. A person who can afford to go to college wins. Okay, and it's based on supply demand, the pricing and everything, the way they pick students and everything. There's an agenda behind it, and there's no winning the system. I mean, it's like you can't beat the system, but you need to know how to play around with it to come on top, like give the best opportunity to your child. So that is it. You cannot change the system, or loopholes don't work. So you need to understand the system and sort of create a plan for it. So that is what I do for my students. And that is what I want to help and like share the knowledge, right? That's what it is. My point of view is the secret to living is giving. I have acquired this knowledge, so I'm going to give it away for free, right? So that's the way it is. So today's agenda is going to be like this. I'm going to first go over the cost of college, like like in a private, Ivy. Then I'm going to explain the college admission process, how it actually works. Then I'm going to speak about scholarships and how to pay for college. And I'm going to go over scholarships for students on visa as well, because I have students who are in all different ranges: green card, citizens, visa, from India. I have all kinds of students, and special needs. That is my personal agenda, is to help students with special needs. And I'm going to show you the kind of solution that I built and what has gotten me success. Okay, so I will go over everything. Okay, now let's go to the cost of attending college. Please don't get overwhelmed or sort of have a shock. The ticket price is just will blow you away, but hang in there and I'll show you the solution for that. Okay, so the cost of attendance in a private school, in a 4-year school, is on an average $53,000. Okay, so 53,000. So the cost of attendance, when you put it all together for 4 years, it's going to be $200K per child. Got it? And now let's talk about IVs. IV, the average to send a child to IV is 80 grand. Okay, so 80 grand, put in the inflation, it's definitely going to go up. You're not going to see it. They're so sneaky at raising the fee. It is going to go up. They are going to claim Ukraine, gas prices, everything. And it is going to go up. On an average, it's like 80K. And you're looking at 350K per child to an IV. Okay, the most expensive IV is Princeton, as you can see this. And I'm not dissuading you. I'm not telling you that, hey, you shouldn't go to it. But I'm just telling you that I'm not the kind of person who's going to mince words. I'm just going to show you the reality that is there. And you can see the cost of college over years, the way it's sort of increased, like it's like just unbelievable. I mean, it's like dunking a Rolls Royce in Atlantic City. Why should it be like this? It just blows my mind. Right? Why should it be like this? But it is. I get superbly angered, but this is not the place to be angry. We are here to put our kids into college, a wonderful education, and we're going to achieve that. Okay. So any questions about the costs and everything, please type away. I will, at the scholarship aspect of it, I will address different things. Now I'm going to explain to you the process, how the process works. Got it? Okay. This is one thing that you absolutely need to understand about college admissions in the US, is great grades and test scores are not enough. Okay, it's just not enough. It's a completely different ball game, and I'm going to show you what are the components that are involved. Okay, so what are the essential questions that the colleges are looking for? What your child's application needs to sing these. Number one is grades. Okay, yes, we got that. How are your grades? Okay, are you academically? You need to answer the question. Are you academically capable of learning here? The college is asking you that, and your application needs to sing that. What unique qualities do you bring to enhance the student body? That is extracurricular activities. What impact have you done so far? That's leadership. What is your potential, right? So all these questions need to be answered in your college application. And it is a sum total of 4 years, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. So you're not just answering, please don't be in the assumption that it's only in 12th grade that you need to have done all this. No, it's a sum total of 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. You may not have leadership in 9th grade, no, but you're building towards it. It's a sum total of 4 years, okay? And here is how the admission process works. Okay, so number one, the application is received. I'm going to take the example of Pennsylvania because I live here. It can be Texas, it can be Florida, it can be any state. There's a regional admission officer. I'm going to take the example of Duke. Okay, so there's a regional admission officer for every state. Okay, they are like the marketing people. They need to recruit the students and get their yield up. Okay, just like You guys, as parents, you go to the market and get the best fruit that is most nourishing to your children. These guys know how to pick the perfect student who will come study here, go out, make them make a great career, and donate back into the alumni. Got it? So that is their whole agenda. Got it? And they know how to pick students. Okay, so this is how it works. This is regional admissions officer, for instance, PA. He takes in the application. For example, it's Dia is in Chester Springs. She goes to STEM Academy, and her application, the regional admission officer looks at it and is like, "Oh my God, it has all the points. Grades are great. Standardized test results are great. Her extracurriculars are good. Her personality, her leadership. Whoa!" So he goes and pitches it to the committee. There's an admissions committee. Got it? Where they're from all over the country. And sometimes they have fist fights when they vote about the student. So the regional admission officer for PA is going to pitch, no, Dia is a great student for Duke. We've got to take her. Another person says, no, Sam from Texas is a good student. So then the committee will vote. Okay. After voting, you have an acceptance, defer, denial. I think we can do better. So let's put it in the deferred. We will wait for the next batch of students to come in. Okay. And then they're like, let's put them on the wait list. No, this is a denial. So this is how the admission process works in a highly selective school. Got it? You need to imprint this in your head. Okay. And I'm going to show you a sample acceptance letter from Duke. Okay. Dear so-and-so, I enjoyed reviewing your application, and the admissions committee was impressed by your innovative projects and research prowess. You see, it's not just grades here anymore, right? So the student highlighted research, highlighted some very unique project that the student did, right? At Duke, you can continue innovating in makerspace like Foundry and other programs. I hope you'll join the member of the Forever Duke family. And if you see here, it's the admission officer from PA. Got it? So this is how it works. Okay. Any questions about the selection process? Please type away. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to take in all your questions. This might be something new because this is the core of the admission process in the US. Okay, so they filter like so many applications. They have about 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes to look at a candidate. And what is the candidate? It's a PDF. Dia is a PDF. Got it? PDF with grades, extracurricular activities, essay, transcript, recommendation, everything goes in as one PDF. And I'll show you that as well. Okay, so that is how this application process works. And your student has 10 minutes to impress them. Okay, so I told you the overarching question that a college needs. Now I'm going to break it down into the 12 factors, which is by the NACAC. They are our association, the National Association of College Admissions Counseling. I'm a part of it. They are the governing body. They collect all the data and everything. Okay, so this is the 12 factors, and I have prioritized it. Number 1 is grades. Number 2 is SAT, ACT score. Number 3 is strength of the curriculum. Okay, what subjects you've taken, how many APs, and everything. Then comes essay. You have a 10x chance of getting into a college if you write a stellar essay. Counselor recommendations, extremely important. Students demonstrated interest. That is like how whether you're doing ED, EA, or all that. Then teacher recommendations are very important. Class rank, most of the schools don't have. Extracurricular activities, then your AP scores, your test scores. There's also sometimes an interview, right? Highly selected schools have interviews, and then your exam scores. So these are the 12 factors that go into a college admission process. So if you have any questions so far about these factors, please type away. I will answer them. Okay, so now we know these factors. Now I'm going to break it down into the years. Okay. Okay, so this is how you address them by years. or by grades, like 9th, 10th, and grade. So grades in all courses is or in all grades is important. 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, they look at grades, your transcript. And test scores, of course, when you take them. The strength of the curriculum is important in all 4 grades. Essays is what you write in your senior year when you're applying for colleges. Counselor recommendation is grade 12, but then you need to build a relationship with the counselor. Like I work with my students when I tell them that, hey, when you go meet your counselor, observe things around them because they need to write your recommendations. Like I had a student whose counselor liked coffee. So I had the students speak about coffee. It's very important to make an impact on the school staff. Demonstrated interest is in the 12th grade. The teacher recommendation, of course, you ask in the 12th grade, but you need to have built it from the 9th and 10th grade. Class rank, very few schools have class rank. Extracurricular activities is important for all 4 grades. AP courses, scores are important. Interview is something that students do in the senior year. Then the exam scores, all 4 years. And I've highlighted essay because a stellar essay gets you a lot of admissions, and I'll show you towards the end how, okay? Any questions about the 12 priorities? Okay, next, I'm just going to go over them. Now that I've got the 12, I'm going to club them up and I'm going to show you each, like not all 12, I've bundled it, okay? So now I'm going to address the grades and strength of the curriculum. Got it? So when it comes to course selection, they expect students to challenge themselves, right? Like if the number of APs in your school, there's a lot of APs that's offered, then you need to have them in your transcript. If your school is such that they have very stringent rules, they just let you take 1 or 2, they know that because the counselor recommendation will have that information. So it's not like a student who comes with 20 APs is superior to a student who comes with 5. Because there are different schools. The counselor sends a school secondary report, which will have that kind of information. Okay, and the GPA trend has to be upward. Okay, you got an A, like a B or a C, but they want to see how you sort of like took action and went up. And class rank, if it's offered, I have like highly competitive BSMD programs like Hofstra that clearly says, if you're not in the top 1% of the school, please don't apply. So that's important, right? So class rank. Okay, so basically, like I mentioned, there should be a difficulty progression. I mean, you're not going to take APs in grade 9. No, you're still getting used to settling down in school and everything. And a lot of schools that I work with, they allow APs only after the sophomore year, which is the junior and the senior. So you need to like pack up here, but they need to see a progression in the APs. Okay, and like, for example, I've mentioned this is my school district. So if you see these advanced placement courses here, it's expected that it reflects in your transcript. Got it? So incremental increase. And this is a sample transcript. I'm not saying you have to be like this. This crazy kid did 20 APs by the time he graduated. So every course that he did was pretty much an AP, and he shaved off a whole year in college. Like that's how you save money as well. Okay, not everybody needs to be like that, but it was just his jam. Next, I'm going to talk about the testing formula. You have the PSAT, and then people confuse, it should not be called PSAT. I just wish they just remove that name because it's National Merit Scholarship Qualification Test. Means you can take it many times in 10th, 11th, but it counts only in your junior year in October when you take it. You qualify for the national merit. Got it? And it's not like it's SAT, you can take it and again. No, it's the national merit. Then you have either SAT or ACT. A lot of students don't go to ACT. A lot of tutoring companies, they push you to SAT, but ACT is an easier test. And I recommend my students to take both the tests and see which one you do best. Okay. Personally, my son, he cried buckets because his SAT score sucked. He just couldn't get it right. But ACT, he got 35. You get it? So it is like that. He qualified for the national merit. So you need to consider that. A lot of students and parents are not aware of it, but you should have a shotgun approach where you do ACT as well. Okay, and I'm just going to show you this course that's required. PSAT or national merit, it's based on the state. There's a unique calculation. You can go to my Facebook group, Pioneer Parents. Sorry. Dia, you want to share the Pioneer Parents links for people who are not there, so that, so if you see there in the guides section, I have a document, which has the PSAT qualification scores and everything in my Facebook group, okay? And also an SAT score of this, and if you see Duke will clearly say, I need 35 or a 36 or 34 or something like that. So highly selective schools have these scores. And please don't get confused with this test optional and all that stuff. They still look at your scores. It's test optional, not test blind. Okay, so please, if your student, if you're in a junior year, your student hasn't taken, please enroll them and take it. It's very, very important. We're coming out of coronavirus. It's not going to go away. The tutoring industry is $1 billion business. They're not going to let go of SAT and ACT. Got it? So any questions about the testing scores, please type away. Okay, next I'm going to delve about extracurricular activities. So so basically, these are the extracurricular activities. What is the quality that they're looking for? They're looking for impact. What impact are you doing? Does it align with your passion? Are you passionate about it? You just don't do stuff just because it's a line item in college. No, that's not how it's done. You should truly be passionate about doing it. And it's got to be like fairly unique, right? And then there are 10 spaces for the in the Common App for the extracurricular activities, right? So there are 27 different categories, but don't worry, my student who did babysitting got a wonderful, she worked as a cashier in Macy's. That's a great extracurricular activity. My students have done dog walking, okay, worked as a barista. Those are all good extracurricular activities as well. It does not have to be something so super significant that you found cure for cancer. It can be simple because you have 10 spaces. Even in extracurricular activities, you have tier 1, which is like the national awards and everything. Tier 2 is leadership. Tier 3 is fairly leadership-ish. You're the vice president. Then tier 3 is like participants. You need all kinds of extracurricular activities. Okay, I'm applying for STEM. I only have STEM related science and math. No, you need to have like some community there, community service there, some leadership, it should be a good blend. Colleges look for well-rounded students. Got it? Any question about extracurriculars, please post away. Next, if I'm going too fast, please forgive me. I have a lot of content to share. It's not easy to like sort of completely go over the college process in like 35 to 40 minutes. So essays, fantastic. Let's go over that. The essay has to be standout, emotional, interesting, unique, specific, and quick. My son could not do any of these, okay? He could not write an emotional essay first, and he would never get to the point. He would like just drone and drone and drone and drone, right? But this is what is needed. It does not have to be about completely all your achievements, because your extracurricular activities has your achievements. What they're looking for is your personality, right? Who are you as a person? Are you humble? Do you make mistakes and you learn from it? So something like this. So I spend a lot of time with my students to write essays. Got it? And essays are the ones that typically get you to colleges. Okay, any question about essays? Okay, then other considerations. I have bundled all the rest out of the 12 into other considerations. Number 1 is leadership and community impact. A lot of private scholarships are based on your community impact. What have you done? If you just assume that, hey, I started a nonprofit, that's it. No, you started a nonprofit, but how did you transform people? How did you contribute? right? So these are the questions that they ask you and look for. And recommendations, like I mentioned, the level. Now I'm just going to put it in here. The counselor and teacher recommendations are extremely important. Universities like Vanderbilt, they, like, again, it depends on colleges. Like I mentioned, there's no uniformity in here. Like certain colleges will look for certain aspects of it. The degree will go up. And as a counselor, we keep track of our college list, what is their level of importance, and I play around, like creating a profile like that. Like a university like Vanderbilt gives a lot of emphasis on recommendations. They look for teacher recommendations a lot, okay? Then demonstrated interest, they see whether you're applying ED. ED means like you're committed to this college, and they see whether you've taken a virtual tour or things like that. They track everything. So again, we are smart enough to know which college tracks, which college doesn't. Okay, and internships are also very, very good opportunities. I have internships in my company, and Dia here, who's our admin, is a wonderful intern. She writes content for me every Saturday. So I have internships, I have research internships, I have content writing internships, and I also have a software internship. I'm going to dwell with it later, what my plans are for creating an internship program with other companies as well. Okay, so any questions about internships? Okay, next is publishing a peer-reviewed research journal. This is a slam dunk, and I'm going to show you the success that my student had because she wrote a peer-reviewed paper. She pretty much got scholarship from every school, pretty much every school she applied. Okay, so this is a trend that I have been seeing in colleges. It is because it's not like they want you to do like a great research and be a Nobel laureate, but it shows the college that you can learn deeply. You took initiative to sort of dig deep into a topic that you're passionate about. Got it? So that is why a research paper is very important. And a peer-reviewed research paper has even more value. And I'm going to explain it in a little bit, what is a peer-reviewed research paper. Got it? So, and also let's go back to our Duke acceptance letter, where they mentioned about the research prowess. So you see, this is another factor in college admissions. Okay. So any questions so far? I'm going to go over the next agenda, which is scholarships. Any questions about the factors, the college process, everything? Yeah, please type away. I'll address them, each and everything, I'll address them. Now I'm going to come to scholarships. Okay. So I'm going to bust some myths about scholarships. I'm just going to seriously bust it. Unfortunately, it's not going to be a good one. Myth. Ivy Leagues do not give scholarships, do not give merit scholarships. Zero, zilch. None of them give that. Okay. And also there's a common myth that you have to be a perfect candidate with perfect grades to win scholarships. No. Got it? Okay. So let's go over the types of scholarships that are there. There are scholarships for international students. I have a whole list of it. Need-based scholarships, we know that you submit your FAFSA and everything. And if your income is below a certain, I think 45 or 50, then you get need-based scholarships. There's full ride scholarships as well, private scholarships. There's community service scholarships. There's scholarships based on SAT, ACT scores, academics, and there's athletic scholarships. Okay. So any questions about the scholarships, please type away. Dia will get them to me. Okay.
So this is just information, point that it is 4:30 now.
Thank you, Dia. Thank you for your reminder. Another 5 or 10 minutes, I'll get it over with and start the questions. Okay. Thank you, Dia. Okay. Scholarships. There are scholarships for H1, green card, and citizen. I have students all over the place and they've gotten scholarships. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to show you that. And of course, there are private scholarships. Like, for example, all these scholarships, the Dell Scholarship, Google scholarships are all private scholarships. They're not offered by colleges. Okay, they are private institutions. Okay, and then I've completed the scholarship part and I'm going to show you. Now I'm going to speak about students with disabilities. Okay, students with disabilities is like neurodiverse kids. Okay, so neurodiverse kids like ADHD, autistic spectrum, they are usually on an IEP or a 504. I've had students on IEP and 504 whom I counsel. They've gotten into wonderful schools and I'm very, very, very proud of them. And I'm going to show it to you that it is possible. And they also provide accommodations in colleges to absorb these students. Okay. And yeah, and yeah, so I'm an advocate, but I don't know the exact process, and I plan to sort of like get a course on that. Okay. Next, my IEP student success, I mentioned, I'm not supposed to bring out their names, privacy issues. So they got into pre-med and pharmacy. Duquesne, I prepared him for his pharmacy interview. My pre-med student got a scholarship from Case Western, Drexel, Temple, George Mason. It is possible, guys. Students on IEP can rock too, yay. Okay, so that's what I am. Okay, so now this is a point when I ask you how you guys are doing. Are you overwhelmed? Are you okay? Did I clear things up? Or are you like completely overwhelmed? Is it like too much of an information dump? Talk to me. Please type your answers. Sorry, questions, right? I know it's a lot to cover, but this is what I do as a day job. Okay, so let's get going. I have to field your questions. So now it's a question, how do you beat the competition? It is extremely competitive, right? There's a lot of us and a few seats, right? So I'm just going to show you my successes. I wouldn't say how I beat the system. It is my plan. It is the way I went about counseling my students. This is a Cornell acceptance letter. My student got into Cornell. Soil engineering, fantastic girl. We spent hours on writing our essay and supplemental essay. It was a wonderful opportunity. Okay, then NYU. Imagine getting merit from NYU, close to 45,000 in NYU. Okay, with scholarship. And then my Case Western, my IEP student got $26,500 in scholarships. It is possible. Okay, and this is from Allegheny. My student got $148K for 4 years, nearly $150,000 in scholarships. Okay, then this is from College of Worcester. This one girl who worked, she was in my research program, and then she was my counseling student. She got $140K from College of Worcester. Okay, and Rensselaer gave her $45K. Rensselaer Polytechnic is right up there. So she did get a lot of scholarships. Okay, so this is my success story. I'm very proud of what my students have done. My students get into 90% of the colleges that they apply to. 15 students who I did comprehensive counseling, they all got multiple scholarship offers. They got into 110 plus colleges. And they won over 2 million overall combined in scholarship money. Okay, so my tagline is "Make America Pay for Your College." Got it? And it's there. Okay, so how do I go about doing it? How? Okay, so I create a plan that's fairly unique to a student. I just don't make a cookie cutter plan. I make a plan that's like fairly unique to the strengths of the student, like their personality and everything. And of course, differentiated from others. You get it? So that is the way I build my plan. Okay, so this is my company, giftedgabber.com. You can go and check out this website that I have. You will find every single information, free, paid, everything. There's a lot of free stuff. I'm just going to show you. It's a one-stop shop for all students' needs. Let's go over this. No, not that. Okay, so basically, this is the website. You can go over there. It has all the information about the success story, the services that I offer, okay, my results. And if you go right on top, I have a lot of free courses that I offer. You can avail them. I have internship opportunities as well. I want to showcase my summer program. This is my summer program. So what I do is I offer summer programs, not just by me, but by others as well, right? So my flagship program is the research program, which I'm going to explain to you. So it's basically here. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my research program and how it's helped students land in fantastic schools. So let me just quickly go over. Yeah. Yeah. Research paper. I have a program that I do, which is like 7 weeks. It's with this professor. He is a vaccine specialist. This is something very, very unique. It started off because when my son was in high school, he couldn't publish his paper because he didn't know how to do it. I mean, and then I found out the process that it has to be peer reviewed. A research paper is a valid research paper if it's done under a person who's a PhD or an expert in that field and blesses your paper, and then you can go and publish that. So it is Dr. Raj who runs this program completely. Okay, so my students have written a lot of research papers. You can go to my website and check it out. It's right here. Not only do they publish their research paper in journals, it's also published on my website. You'll see the past research papers that my students have written. Okay, so batch after batch, they do deep research. They write a 3,000 word research paper, which is blessed by Dr. Raj. Okay, so it's peer reviewed and signed off by him. And then I help them publish in different places that accepts high school, like research from high school students. Also my STEM students and also students who are my computer science students, they do a lot of artificial intelligence, AI related Python codes and everything. So research has definitely helped my students land in very good schools with scholarships. Okay, so that is one of my main program that I run along with along with my counseling that I offer. Okay, I'm just going to quickly go over what I have. So I have split this into grades. So for grade 9 and 10, I have a counseling program for just 2 months because summer I spend a lot of time with my seniors, like junior seniors. So basically for 4 sessions, I go over like creating extracurricular activities, planning the volunteering activities, summer activities, discovery, assessment, everything. This is what I bundle the 9th and the 10th graders and offer this. Okay, for grade 11, which is my junior students, it's a comprehensive program that I have for them, which starts from the beginning to the end until the college selection process and everything. So this is something that I offer. Then for my grade 12 students who've already gotten into schools, I help them with the college selections, how to appeal for scholarships, financial aid and everything. Okay, so this is what I have for counseling. This is my main bread and butter. And internships, like I mentioned, I have plans in the future because I've seen how well interns work for a company, right? So I'm going to start a program where I'm going to train high school students because they don't even have resumes or they don't know how to like sort of attend an interview. And then I have connections with different companies where I plan to like popularize it and absorb more and more high school students. So this is my future plan. You can like join the wait list on my Facebook page or on my website, and I'll let you know when the opportunities open up. And of course, I have this research paper. You can join the waitlist again on my website. When it opens up, I will let you know. It is completely run by Dr. Raj. Okay, so I have connections with other, like I just want to offer services to teens. So it's not just by me, it's by experts. I just go and beg them, oh, can you please do it for high school students? I also have a wonderful AI instructor, which I plan on creating. I mean, he runs it. It's a project-based program for high school students who know Python. Okay, so these are all the summer programs that I offer: public speaking, research, there's coding, there's artificial intelligence project, essays, and everything. And I'm going to quickly show you my summer. Yeah, so I have a lot of programs here. If there's something else that you need, this is completely the college counseling. I do the BSMD pre-med counseling as well. College essays, I run boot camps. They have been very successful. Then scholarships, I have an online course. College List is my classmate from UC Berkeley, Mariana. She's wonderful in building a college list. She will dig out a college list that offers the most scholarships and everything. Then building a college profile is resume and everything. College interviews, these are the main services that I offer here. Then I have the research paper that I offer. Then I have a lot of programs for high school students, like author. They can publish and publish a book, right? That's so cool. That's run by Neetu Rishi, and I sort of market their books and everything. So that's something. And coding is offered by another company. And then I'm planning to create a hackathon. My husband's classmate in Harvard runs a company where he does only hackathons for people who get out of grads, like undergraduate. I'm planning to bring him over to run hackathons for high school students. There's also a business program, how to make money on the internet. These are all going to come in, but you can join the wait list. And internships, like I mentioned, I offer these specific internships that are there, but I'm looking to expand the network of internships and everything for high school students. I also run a nonprofit. So I'm just going to quickly, I will have some volunteering opportunities for teens with my Inspire Youth. Okay. And I have a lot of free courses. I have a mental health, teen mental health course that was recorded by a mental health therapist. It's just perfectly free. Okay, then gifted and talented, how you navigate through the gifted and talented program if your child is gifted. Then there is FAFSA, free course on FAFSA. Then I have a college affordability course. Please avail them. I mean, it's all about building awareness. Okay. So I will be sending you this link if you want to enroll or waitlist in any of my programs. Okay, so this is my contact info. You can join my mailing list and I will let you know of the different programs. That is the best way to get informed about it, because if you sort of message me or something, I'm just going to lose it. So it's always good to join the wait list or the mailing list to know about the upcoming programs. Okay, so this is it. Questions. So let's go over the questions. How are we doing, Dia?
Oh, we're doing good. Okay, so for first question, can you please shed some light on kids not yet on green card? Will they be considered as a foreign student, and will they be eligible for a scholarship?
Absolutely. I'm just going to show you one of my students who won scholarships. He was not on, yeah, I cannot tell his name. So he won a lot of scholarships. He's on H1. Yeah, that's it. This is him. Okay, so he was not allowed to apply to certain programs like the BSMD or anything, but most of the programs you are allowed to apply as a dependent, and look at the scholarships that he got. Nova Southeastern gave him a lot of scholarships. He got a scholarship from all these colleges. So yes, you don't need to be a green card or a citizen to get scholarships.
Okay. Is it the same for H1 and H4 students in terms of fee structure?
If you're in-state, see, for example, private colleges, they don't have an in-state or out-state fee. The private colleges, they just have one fee that you pay, which is the enormous fee. But if you are in-state, that in-state fees apply for you, even if you are on H1.
Okay. How do you develop leadership skills and what extracurriculars are needed?
Okay, so leadership skills, there are 4 tiers, right? So you start off build on that, right? In ninth grade, it's consistency. You take on an activity. Is it a club? Then you take on the club and become an executive member, the president of the club. That's a leadership. Okay, you continuously do community service and reach the ranks of it. So it's a lot of consistency and commitment. You just don't become a leader overnight. Okay, does it
Okay.
answer? Yeah.
Yes, I think so. Do we need to come up with a referral letter and attach it to the application? How important is the referral letter, and do we really need to hire a person to come up with it?
Referral letter for the application, see, the Common App is very, very standard. Okay, like I'm just going to show you the Common App which students will use to do that. So the colleges will ask for recommendations. So basically, based on that, you put in the recommendations in Naviance. You get it? And so there are third-party recommendations and everything in that system. So that system sends it to them and they send recommendations. So there are 3 kinds of recommenders: counselors, teachers, and third-party recommendations. Got it? So that is how it is. It's based on the colleges that require that. Okay, so let's look at PACE. For example, PACE has all these questions. So if it asks for other information like a recommender or something, then you attach it. So it's college specific. Okay.
Okay. Which grade should we be receiving our teacher recommendations from?
You usually request for teacher recommendations end of junior year, beginning of the senior year, when you're applying. Like when you're applying for colleges, this is when you apply, but you need to establish a relationship with them way early. Okay. Yeah.
Where does research project stand in the 12 factors?
Pretty good, pretty important. It stands in the extracurricular activity. And let me go over that. Yeah. So it's basically an extracurricular activity. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do admissions officers prioritize leadership roles over internships?
It depends. You cannot say that, right? It depends on what did they achieve in the internship and what are you applying for, right? I'm just going to go again on Common App and I'm going to show you basically activities. So you have 27 different activities. It needs to be a blend. So if you have leadership and internship, you put them both, right? So for example, if you see here, these are the kind of sports. If you see here, there are 27 different activities that you can put. So there is internship and there is leadership. And in the priority, I would put, for my student, I would put the leadership on top. The internship comes second. Got it? That is the way I order it.
Would it be good to have teacher recommendations from 9th grade? What type of recommendation is preferred? Academic, extracurricular, overall student performance?
Okay, so I'm just going to show you a sample recommendation that is needed. It's all a standard form. Okay, it's not specific. The teachers like just put in a standard form that is there. Okay, and I'm going to show you the way it looks. It's not you ask them, because it's the system that the colleges need. So this is an application or a PDF that your student is going to go over. I'm going to go straight to the recommendations. So yeah, so the recommendations look like this. Hold on a second. Your transcript. Okay, so the counselor, I'm going to start with the counselor recommendation. It's a standard form. Got it? The standard form that a counselor needs to send. The counselor is going to look for academic achievement, extracurriculars, and personal qualities. Okay, so this is very important. Okay, and then a teacher recommendation is much deeper. A teacher is going to look for how a student performs in the classroom. So this academic achievement, intellectual, quality of writing, leadership, everything. So it's a standard form that the teachers need to fill out when they give recommendations, along with the written recommendation. Got it? So how well they write the written recommendation determines on how well you have a relationship with your teacher. Okay.
How many APs should be done on average by a high schooler to be considered challenged enough? Does that include post APs or only the ones where they give exams?
See, this is one of the classic, it's not the number of APs, it's you need to work backwards. What is your child capable of? Okay, I have students who've taken up physics 1 and gotten an F. I've got a student who did calculus AB and gotten a C. So it's not the number, it is how well you can ace the AP. Okay, it's not a numbers game. It is how clean your transcript needs to look. I'm going to show you one transcript here. So please don't go by the number. Okay, it's just a number game. If you see here, it's squeaky clean. So they like to see squeaky clean transcripts over the AP. What if you have a C and it's an AP? You rather take an honors course and get a B+, right? So this is how you need to plan it. It's not the number of APs. It is the quality, how well your student can do. Because I know of a lot of students who are failing in pre-cal who cannot take calculus AB, right? So how does it's not a numbers game, it's how well you can do in the AP for your transcript to look good. Okay. So yeah, and my other student, I'm just going to show her. She didn't have APs. Okay, this girl did not have APs. She still landed scholarship, but whatever course she took, she had good grades. So that is how I built my profile. Okay, good question. Great questions. Keep it coming. Wonderful. I love the enthusiasm. And guys, you are all winners in my book. The very fact that you're here, you want to learn, make your children excel, please pat yourself on the back. Okay, you are great parents. The system is complicated and you want to learn and you want to achieve. So fantastic. Take a moment to pat yourself on the back. Great question. Yeah, let's go to the next one.
Does GPA have more weight than extracurriculars?
Yes, GPA is the number one thing that they look for. Absolutely. So this is from NACAC. They have gone and gotten data from many schools. So if you see here, grades are the number one thing. Yep. Yep.
Is it better to go to a more study-oriented STEM school with specific pathways and few clubs, or a school that offers more electives and clubs, less academic electives?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can go to anywhere where your child can be enriched. Because if I show you here, the counselor will mention the toughness, or if you see here the academics, they will tell the school on the complexity of that school. So it doesn't matter, right? So in our school district, we have a STEM, which is IB curriculum, which is completely IB curriculum. And then we have East and West, which is like the traditional AP thing. Both are weighed very, very, very high, right? So it doesn't matter where the student comes out from, as far as you meet these categories. Got it? And your counselor recommendations will take care of that. So it depends. Please tailor it. The way I build it and the way I advise students is, don't go after something. Build it around your child. Make it child-centric. Okay, that's what I do. I make it child-centric. What is your child good at? What is your child passionate about? Build it around them. You don't go after what colleges need. Right? Yeah.
Okay, here's the question I'm pretty sure everyone has in their mind right now. Is this PowerPoint going to be shared in the group?
Yes, it will be shared. The recording will be shared.
Okay, so do we need all 10 spots for extracurricular activities?
It's better if you have them. If you don't, it's all right as well, right? It's good to fill them up because, like I said, your child is a PDF. I'm sorry to say this. This is the PDF that goes to every college. So what happens is, I'll tell you how the process works. So your child will be filling out this information here. They'll be picking these colleges, and then there's Naviance where there is recommendation. So it stitches it all together and a PDF is created, and that's what is sent to the school, right? So you want to hit most of the points, right? You don't want to like keep them blank. Go after and fill up extra. I ask my students to have 15 to 20 extracurricular activities, and I pick the 10 best. Why not, right? So if you see here, everything goes like the education, the current courses go, the extracurricular activities. You see the 150 character description. This is where I spend a lot of time writing it. And most of my students, they forget. I don't know what I did. No, that's important, right? That is why students need guidance, right? They don't know, it's complicated to fill out all these things, and they're exhausted, they're overwhelmed, right? They're completely overwhelmed. And this is what is needed the most, is getting the personal essay. This is an application officer has 7 to 10 minutes, and your PDF has to sing. That's it. The student is a PDF, right? So I would say fill out, why not? And the transcript goes, so the grades are important. Yeah, great question. Wonderful, guys, keep it rolling. Yeah, what's the next question?
Do extracurricular items need substantial awards to include them, like a black belt in Taekwondo or performance for Bharatanatyam?
The thing is, like there are 4 tiers for extracurriculars. Tier 1 is national awards. Okay, tier 2 is kind of the leadership. You become the president of the club. Okay, tier 3, I'm just going to go show you my extracurricular thing that I use for my students, and you'll get an idea. Oh, where do I have it? Sorry. There are different tiers. Like I said, you need to be a well-rounded student, many activities, right? So, oh, I'm so sorry. I just can't find it. Okay, yeah. Oh, it's right there, right in front of me. Okay, how do colleges evaluate? It's right here. Okay, so basically, this is how colleges evaluate extracurricular activities. Okay, so tier 1 is a very rare, exceptional achievement, which is a national award, like an Eagle Scout or something like that. Okay, and tier 2 is a little bit less than tier 1, but it's still considered high in achievement and leadership. Like you basically are the president of the club, or you did something and all that stuff. That's tier 2. Tier 3 is you're still a leader, but not like the top leader. Got it? So you did a fundraiser and stuff like that. And then you have tier 3, which is like participation. Got it? So you need to have a blend of everything. You're not going to have tier 1, like 5 tier 1s, right? So you have 1 tier 1, you have 2 tier 2s, a bunch of them tier 3s, and a lot of tier 4s. Got it?
I think this does feed in. It was, what was the duration requirement for extracurricular activity? Consider
you need to have quite a commitment. It's not like you just do it for an hour and you finish it, because the Common App asks you for things. Was it done during the school year, school break? How many weeks, how many times? I tell my students to spend 3 weekends, 2.5 hours every weekend. So basically we're looking at 5 to 6 hours a month. You need to spend that time on extracurricular activities. Otherwise, it's not going to be worthwhile. Okay, you can't just do it here and there. It needs to be like a consistent thing weaved into your schedule, right? Like my younger son goes 2.5 hours every Saturdays, barring something, right? And my older son did a lot of volunteering, extracurricular activities, after school clubs also. Yes, you need to spend time. There is no shortcut. No shortcut in this world. No. Okay, good question. Keep going.
How is dual enrollment looked at from colleges? Instead of taking all APs, is it okay to take 1 to 2 dual enrollments? Will it be good to balance it out with AP and dual enrollment?
Okay, so, some APs have dual enrollment. Okay, so there's no which one or the other. there is, you can put in the college, whatever you've done from college and universities into here. Okay, so this dual enrollment, there's a separate section for that. You can do that. I wouldn't say one over another. APs have benefits. They give you college credits. In our school district, AP Calculus BC and computer science and all that, it is with UPIT, University of Pittsburgh. So you need to ask your school. Usually they are tied with another school, and the AP credit will give you both dual enrollment and AP. Got it? And of course, dual enrollment is good. I wouldn't say pick one over another, do both. Okay, great question. Yeah, so the dual enrollment has its own place in the Common App. Yeah.
Okay, where do we look for getting an internship?
Yeah, I do have some internships. You can go to my website, and I have a page on internship. You can join my waitlist. I'm going to create an internship program where I'm going to work with other businesses. You can join the waitlist. I'm going to work with other businesses and open up a lot of internship opportunities for high school students. I'm going to train them. If you're interested in the program, please let me know. Join the waitlist, either in my mailing list or on this page, which is Gifted Gabber Intern. Yeah, please join. I'm just going to post it there. Please join the waitlist there. And once the program is announced, I'll let you know. I'm going to invite students to teach them how to write a resume, right? And I'm going to teach them the basics of internships and etiquette and everything they need to be taught. They are kids. They love to contribute. Oh, my interns are like smashing. Dia herself, she did. That's how I found her. I was like, oh, my regular student is not available. I just called Dia, my intern, and I told her, hey, can you please man my webinar? And she's here. She's my intern. So yes, you will. I am going to open up. You'll see it on on the Facebook group as well. My Facebook group, where's my Facebook group? Yeah, you join my Facebook group. I'm going to announce a lot of stuff there as well. So everything will be announced on Pioneer Parents, or on my website. You can join as well. I'm going to create an internship program. So yeah, that's a plan. Yes. What's the next question?
How should I increase my student school ranking when they are in a very competitive high school with students who are mostly doing similar classes with many APs?
Again, there is nothing much you can do other than the counselor recommendation. They are in the offing, right? So when you apply to a college, they know that your school is competitive, right? So they will take into consideration that you are from a competitive school. Got it? So the other way of doing it is not just academics. Then you explore at other aspects of doing research, right? Research is something that you do outside of school, volunteering, extracurricular activities. That's how you differentiate yourself with the extracurricular activities. You differentiate yourself. That's a great question. Wonderful. Yeah, what's up, Thea?
Okay. Are there any success rates from applying to www.studentscholarships.org? Can we apply as many to which we are eligible?
These are all scams. I hate them. These websites are total scams. Please be aware of scammy websites. I have my own. I don't rely on them. They don't do much for you. I do have a complete scholarship program if you're interested. I have an ultimate scholarship guide. I have a complete list of scholarships that are there. I don't like going into the scammy websites. Okay. Like, for example, I have a list of full ride scholarships here that is there. Then I have a list of private scholarships, which are like valid ones. Okay, so these are a list of Coca-Cola is there, Burger King is there, Ronald McDonald is there. All these websites are a little bit scammy. I stay wary of them. Yeah. Next question.
Are there any virtual volunteer opportunities?
Yeah, I do have them. You can stay tuned again. You can go into my volunteering. Is there a wait list there. I don't know if there's a wait list. I will be coming up with many opportunities. Like, for example, there was a final presentation by my research students, and I encouraged students to attend them, and I did give them hours. So yes, I do have some opportunities, but there are other places where you can look for opportunities as well. Yep.
Are there any specific things a student in ninth grade should be doing to get a head start in the process?
Number one thing that I do for my ninth grade students is develop like studying habits. That's like the number one thing for the ninth grade is deep learning, right? That's something that has not been taught. So it's not like they can build on extracurricular activities or anything, but it's more like, I'm just going to quickly go over that. I didn't include that, but ninth grade is about getting used to try different things, try different clubs, and everything. I'm just going to show you grade by grade. Okay. So ninth grade is basically looking at courses they like to select and planning it out. Like I mentioned, learning strategies and study skills, right? These are very, very important when they come to AP courses. The thing is, I feel like the parents are so focused on piling on APs on their children, they're not really giving them time to develop strategies to really study for APs. You understand? Deep learning, right? Deep learning is needed, like questioning. That is like if you go to my Gifted Gabber, my Facebook group, you need to spend 20 minutes doing critical thinking, logical reasoning puzzles every day. And my sons, I made them do that 20 minutes to get your brain doing. We are so focused on like cramming for school or subjects that we don't really develop those problem solving skills, right? So if you go to my website, I've mentioned different books that, if you go to the Facebook group, you will see a bunch of books that I have put there, which I use for my students that you can use to develop skills. Okay, it's right here. Like Mind Benders, I use this for my son. Building thinking skills. I have, again, logical thinking and everything. 20 minutes your child needs to spend, not doing science or math, but doing these, right? Along with that critical thinking, Mensa critical thinking puzzles. It's not the fact that you get the problem right. It's like training your brain to concentrate, right? So these are some of the skills that you need to develop in ninth grade. Got it? Yeah.
Someone just
Great
asked
question.
for recommended critical thinking books and puzzles.
I'm sorry? What was the question?
Someone asked for recommendations for these critical thinking books and puzzles.
Yeah, you can go on my Facebook group. It is there. It's all there. These are all on my Facebook group, Pioneer Parents. Yeah.
Is it required for students to report their scores for all APs? Is it okay for students to take exams for certain APs?
Like I said, it's going to go as a blank for that specific AP. It's not going to look very good on your student. You can do it. There's no problem with that. But your transcript is not going to look good. No, I don't recommend my students not taking the final exam. It is like, it looks bad on your transcript. And what's the point in taking an AP if you can't use the credit, right? I don't like that approach, unfortunately. Yeah, but fantastic question. Great question. Yep. Yeah. What's the next question?
How important is NSHSS? We get mails from them, but we hear it could be a scam too.
It is a scam. It's not, see, it's not one activity that is important. It's a sum total. Please don't go to these activities that are $3,000, $5,000 that are not offered by Ivy Leagues. Okay. Anything that's like 3,000 or 5,000, it needs to be offered by an Ivy League. Otherwise it's a scam. Please don't waste your money. Again, that question was posted on my Facebook group. You'll find the answer there. Yeah.
Which one is considered for college applications, or which one is considered has more weight? Unweighted GPA or weighted GPA?
It depends. It's both. Like when you come here, it doesn't matter. You put both of it, like weighted or unweighted. It doesn't matter. The college has its own way of calculating it. Grades, if you see here, you have both weighted and unweighted. It doesn't matter.
Is volunteering in a hospital a good extracurricular? This hospital requires a teacher recommendation and an interview. How will it be different than an internship?
Okay, so volunteering in hospital is definitely a very good community service. I don't know the requirements. It's dependent on that specific hospital. If they need a recommendation, then you need to get it from your teacher. If they need an interview, then you need to prepare for an interview, right? It's not an internship, it's volunteering. If you're volunteering is an activity that is a community service. Internship is you're an employee, right? Dia is almost like an employee for my company. So it's employment and that's volunteering. So they're two different things.
Is shadowing a good extracurricular? Sometimes they span from a day to weeks. Which one is recommended for a med school acceptance?
Shadowing, extremely important. Wonderful extracurricular activity for med school. Yeah.
Will PDSA?
You need to spend significant amount of time shadowing a doctor. There's no shortcut. Like I said, you just don't go 1 hour and come back. You really need to like involve and enrich yourself in the activity. Sorry about that. I cut you off. Go ahead.
No problem. Will PDSA be considered a good extracurricular? What tier will it be?
What is PDSA?
I'm not really sure right now. Okay.
President's warrant. Yeah, sure. Why not? Absolutely. Go for it. Yeah. I said it's a tier one extracurricular. Beautiful. Yep. Amazing. I think the Eagle, the Eagle Scouts, that is a tier one. Yeah, great. Of course. Yeah, that would be tier one. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. What's the next question?
Should my daughter, oh, sorry. I'm really sorry for that. Should my daughter, who is planning for an engagement after senior year, consider to do it before senior year? Is it important to wrap up the 10 years of learning dance statement with an arrangement before the college apps?
See, you don't need to build your whole life around college. Please don't do that. Whatever is convenient for you. When is it convenient for you to have an engagement? You do it, right? You're not like, this is not like I had a student who had Arangetram and everything. It's a sum total. It's not just one factor that is going to tip the balance, right? So please don't live your life around college admissions. Do what works for you, right? So it's like a line item. As far as I see, what can you do? It's one extracurricular activity, right? It's dance, and then you write Arangetram. That's it. What are you going to do with the 9 other spaces, right? But yeah.
Does shadowing have more weightage than doing a research paper or internship?
We don't categorize them. You need to have shadowing, and like they're all completely different activities, and they look good on your profile. Having both of them is a double whammy. Fantastic. I wouldn't grade one over another. Okay, this answer I would have said yes or no during the pandemic time, because there was no opportunity to do shadowing. So students had to do research, but now things are opening up. So it's expected. If you're applying in 2 years, in a year, then you need to have shadowing, and research shows the depth of learning a specific subject. So both of them are good. I wouldn't rate one over another.
Is there a difference between a transferring student and coming in as a freshman in terms of getting accepted? I'm considering the option of my child doing dual enrollment and completing her AA by high school graduation.
Right. So if that is the case, then in the Common App, you put it as the college courses. Now, this transferring, like transferring credits, you're talking about transferring credits, right? Yes, you can do that here. So you accumulate enough credits, degree earned is AA and everything. So yeah, that's a good option to have, right? Yes, that's a good option. That's good.
Should we apply as a freshman even if you have a dual enrollment AA degree?
Yes, you always apply to a college as freshman, and then you skip a year. Like for example, my son, right? He applied as a freshman, but he shaved off 1 full year when he went to Georgia Tech. So you're always a freshman when you go in, then they sort of deduct the year. So he'll finish in 3 years, but he will do his master's, which will be the 4th year. Yeah, you always join as a freshman. Yeah, but the credits will be applied. Yeah, great question.
This parent is asking about dual enrollment versus STEM biotech pathway with 4-year scientific research as an elective. Wait, who is passionate about scientific research? Which one would be a better choice for a student who wants to pursue biotech for an undergrad, since our school allows them to pursue either STEM pathway or dual enrollment?
Unfortunately, this is a question that needs deeper research. Okay, I cannot give you this answer in a minute. What I do is I go over your program of study, which is offered by a school. And I look into that, I do deep research, and then I provide you the answer. So at the moment, I'm not able to tell you which one is better because I need to look deeply into the descriptions and the pathways and everything. If you want, you can schedule a call. I do hourly as well. You can schedule a call to go over that, and I'll do complete research. It's something that will take significant amount of time for me. So yes.
My 9th grader is going through a struggle in time management and focus, and it is affecting his grades. Do you have any solutions?
Yes, so I'm just going to show you my program that I have where I teach them everything like time management skills, executive functioning skills. I'm just going to quickly go over my core. So my background is I was an executive functioning coach. So I teach them executive functioning skills. I was trained under Peg Dawson. So these are the 12 skills that are absolutely needed for children. And if you enroll in my program that is for April and May, this is something that I do an evaluation of. I'm going to show you a sample student evaluation. So this is a comprehensive evaluation that I do. For example, this is my student. So I do all these kinds of assessments. So basically I do a VARC. VARC is the learning technique. I provide them strategies based on their learning style. Executive functioning skills. I do an assessment test to figure out what is their strength and weakness. Multiple intelligence tests. Then I do a Myers-Briggs personality test to figure out their learning style. So that is one of the core things that I do. If you want, you can enroll. It's in April and May. Okay, so VARC, this student had visual and kinesthetic, but lacked a little bit of read-write. So I teach them the Cornell way of notes taking. Okay, and then executive functioning skills, if you see here, these are the 12 skills. Based on my assessment, I find out the strength and the weaknesses, and I provide them strategies. There's a weekly check-in that I do where I measure everything, like the number of homeworks and everything. My student need to come in and yeah. So basically, this is what my students have to fill out in terms of how did they use a planner? Did they complete their assignments on time? Did they submit it on time? Did they meet their school deliverables? Did they study for the test? Did they do well for the test? How much time? So this is how I measure. Without a proper accountability, a lot of students fall into the cracks. And that is why I have this program where I go over this complete thing. So this was the executive functioning skill. Multiple intelligence. This kid's multiple intelligence was kinesthetic, self, and natural. Right? It helps them pick the major. Then Myers-Briggs test helps. I have spent a lot of money in acquiring these tools. So I provide them strategies based on their learning style and everything. So this is something that I offer. Yeah, great questions. Whew, quite a smart bunch. Yeah.
Do you have any information to fill the honors and awards section?
Yes. So basically you have five, where is it? Yeah, five, yeah. So basically you have 5 sections, 5 spaces. So AP Scholar will go there. I'm just putting it, AP Capstone Diploma, academic awards go in there, academic awards. So yes, it's very important to have the honors done as well. Yeah.
What should you do if you take an AP exam and get a 3?
Nothing, you still declare it. It's okay. Move on. You can't help it.
I mean, I do believe there is an option to hide the hide your AP exam, but I think it 3 is a pretty good score actually. It's a mid, so I didn't think you would have much of a reason to hide it unless all your other AP exams are like 4s and 5s and you consider that a black mark. But otherwise, I think it's a good score.
Yeah, it is. It is. Declare it. This honesty is the best principle. You don't hide things. That's it. That's my policy. If you come to me, I'm not going to hide anything. Great. Go ahead.
I think the person has declared that it was a 3 on a self-study exam.
I'm sorry. Repeat that. I didn't get that.
The person just followed up and said that the 3 was on a self-study AP exam.
Okay, then you don't even need to put it because it's not part of the school transcript, right? Yeah, if it's in the school transcript, I would declare. Yeah, and I see this increasing thing of self-study of APs. Please, I recommend you don't do APs out of the school. It's even doing it in the school is an uphill task. AP is a college level course, okay? And I see a lot of people taking it outside, self-study. No, you don't need to over-engineer it. It's keep it simple. Keep it simple. Yeah. Great.
When can we access the Common App? Just to get an idea. Does it have to be when the students apply?
Yeah, that is when you do that. The Common App is for the senior year, August 1st, it opens up. And there's no point doing it before because it keeps changing. The prompts keep changing. So why would you access that if you're not a senior? Right? Yeah. Great question.
What about shadowing in different disciplines? For example, in dental clinic / chiropractic clinic. Will it be 2 different activities?
You don't want to mirror the same thing. It will go as one, but shadowing is great, right? You want a variety, right? You have 27 different activities. Like get them in. You can put it, right? Get them in. Like there are 27 different activities. So it can be volunteering as well, right? Yeah, but it's great. It's great to shadow a dentist or a chiropractor. That's wonderful. Yeah.
Is taking world history during summer school okay? No AP and no social studies will be taken during the actual school year.
I think it should be. I think it should be. I don't know the specifics of the program, so I can't advise. Yeah. So I can't speak about the specifics of the program if it's something that can be done over summer. But let me tell you something, summer is not for academics. Summer is for building your extracurricular activities. Their concentration is short, right? So studying is really difficult. Academics is something that I typically have my students avoid during the summer year. But if you
add on to that, I do believe it would, if depending on which grade your student is in, if they feel that they can handle APs just fine, that'd be fine. But do keep in mind that if you're just taking it during the summer, you will, if you're intending to take the exam, you will have to remember that information for 8 months. And that would work if your student is a diligent studier, but it will be hard for your student to do.
And no APs on summer, please. This is the biggest mistake that my students do. No lab courses in summer and no APs in summer. Please don't rush your child. This is not a rat race, please. They need to absorb. They are not robots to keep working all the time. So please be kind to your children. Don't over-engineer. Don't be overzealous, over-plan. And children are depressed. I deal with children day in, day out with the grades failing. I have a parent who is so over, like doubling on math, APs. These are, don't do it.
I think the person has just clarified that it will not be an AP course. It'll just be taken.
If it's possible, you can do it, but if your child can concentrate and study, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Our son uses I don't know what this is, but SCOIR app for all the details. How is Common App different from that? Should we register here and build a profile?
I don't know about that. I don't know about the SCORE app, but Common App is the place that you apply to all these colleges. UCs have their own UC app. Yeah, so I don't know about the SCOR. It's new to me, but yeah, I don't know what it is, but we use the Common App. Oh yeah, this is for college search and other thing. It is just a tool. It's just a aid, a tool. That's not where you submit. Yeah, next question.
Is karate black belt considered tier 1 or tier 2 extracurricular?
It would be tier 2. It's not a national award. If they get a national award in a competition, then I think, yeah.
How do we know what major to pick?
I have a whole assessment test that I do, a multiple intelligence test that sort of shows us like which area they're inclined to. And yeah, like for example, I do a multiple intelligence test that sort of helps with figuring out what their major is, right? So based on this multiple intelligence, it tells us like the core multiple intelligence, I map it, I do an assessment and I map it to the major. So yeah, if you want to enroll in my 9th and 10th counseling program, this will be part of it. Yeah, great question. Yeah.
Which year do they start the college tour?
College tour, anytime actually, junior or sophomore or anywhere. It's up to you. My son didn't even go to any colleges. He got into Duke, Johns Hopkins, and Georgia Tech. So it's up to you. You can go anytime. Yeah. But it's very good to go and experience a college campus, sit in their cafeteria, get an experience of the vibe of it and see if your child really fits in. Yeah, college visits are very, very nice. Yeah, it can be any year. Yeah. Yeah, any other questions?
Hello, I think something must have happened to your Wi-Fi.
I think you're talking on mute.
Sorry,
Oh.
thank you. Yes, yes, yes. I don't know what happened. Okay, yeah, please go ahead.
Is Presidential Volunteer Gold Award or Congressional Gold Award tier 1?
I think so. Is it a national award? Absolutely. Yeah.
How many social studies classes is required for college graduation?
Okay, so social studies, it's based on your graduation requirement. Your school has its own graduation requirements, right? So they either need 4 years of social studies or 3 years, but I would say typically 3 years is the minimum, right? So look at your graduation requirement for your school to meet that social studies requirement.
How should we go about increasing our GPA or class rank?
Study hard. So class submissions, like have good study skills, be more organized, and everything, right? Yeah. AP Environmental Science, it depends on how your school categorizes it, whether it's considered a lab science or an elective. So it's based on your school requirement. So there's not general one rule. Some of the students that I've worked with, AP Environmental Science is considered a lab science, but in another place, it's an elective. So it's school specific.
Due to the COVID situation, we could not do much volunteering or sports. Is there an alternative for this? Our son is going to go to 12th grade.
Yeah, there's a lot of virtual opportunities. That is what I help in my counseling program. There are a lot of volunteering opportunities that can be done virtually. Yeah, there are a lot of options. Yeah. If you want, in my comprehensive counseling, that's something that I do. I build the volunteering, extracurricular activities and everything. Yeah, it is possible. I have multiple students who are building. Everybody's in that situation and we are building different activities. Things are opening up. You have a good summer ahead where you can make up for the opportunities. Yeah. Any other questions, guys? I think it's time to wrap up. Yeah, so basically, if you go to my website, there is a thing. I'm going to put my Calendly link for you to engage me. If you can't find, I will send you all the links to engage me. But here is the thing, if you can find a time there, you can reach out to me and we can schedule a time. I will be sending you, you can email me. This is my email, and you can join my wait list on my website. Yeah, you can engage me anywhere, but the first thing you do is join my Facebook group. There's a lot of information right there. Yeah. So thank you for your time, everybody. I am recording this session. I'll send it across. So please pat your back for spending so much time on a Sunday. Like kudos to you. You're so driven. You're so invested in your child's future. And that's so refreshing. So hang in there. We'll do this. Yes, sorry.
There was one more question in the chat. How many AP Social Studies is required for college graduation, not for high school graduation?
There is no AP requirement. It's a social studies requirement. It's a minimum of 3 social studies. They expect you, like schools expect you to have 4 social studies, like social studies every year. So colleges have 3 social studies. It depends on the college. It does not have to be an AP. It can be just social studies. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Just for clarification, where and how will people receive the information that we just shared in this session?
If you have registered to this webinar, I have a list. So it is like an automated thing that I'm going to upload this recording and it will go to the whole email list that people registered.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Dia did a wonderful job. Thank you, Dia, for being a wonderful admin and managing all the questions. And thank you very much. We'll stay in touch. Any questions you can post on the Facebook group or reach out to me. Okay, please add your friends to the Pioneer Parents group. It's like a lot of free content. I just want to spread information to every parent that's out there and not feel isolated. So please invite your friends. Okay, so take care, guys. Have a wonderful evening. Bye now.